Traders, stop betting on altcoin season and pay attention to the bigger picture. Bitcoin just broke a weekly higher low. That's a confirmed market structure shift. And on paper, it looks bearish. And when traders see weekly breaks like this, they become extreme in their sentiment. But here's what they're not seeing. Price never broke structure in the middle of nowhere. It broke into a major weekly bullish order block. And at the same time, Ethereum is sitting inside a high time frame demand zone, with liquidity sitting just at around the $2,200 level. And I'm preparing a trade around it, and you need to stay tuned for that. This is the type of setup that only shows up when the fear is high and positioning is wrong. Is this the start of a deeper move, or is this the exact fake before an expansion? There's a serious trade forming here, so we need to pay attention to this. Let's go! In this video, I'm going to show you why the weekly structure break doesn't automatically mean bear market. I'm going to show you the exact 60K to 70K Bitcoin zone that matters the most, and where liquidity is sitting around that 95K level, and the Ethereum setup that I'm waiting to actually trade. I regularly share analysis like this, so if you want consistent updates during these types of environments, I highly recommend that you subscribe to this channel by pressing that button right there. How cool is that? And make sure that you leave a comment if you have a question. Leave a comment in the description and I'll get to it as quickly as possible. Make sure you check that description, people. And let's try to aim for 30 likes because that helps out the channel a lot. Please do me that favor. And guess what? As always, I'm running my fully public trade challenge, growing an account from $10,000 to $100,000. All of these trades are taken on the WeX platform, and everything is tracked and managed transparently using the Profits Precision journaling platform. And every update, of course, is in my Telegram channel. That link is in the description as well. Make sure you click on that. All right. Before we get into the charts, people, you know we have to check the macro because that is where big things are happening. So let's begin. Bitcoin spot ETFs just made a $166.5 million, Mr. Powers, net inflow on February 10th. That means institutions are not exiting, they're allocating. And even more interesting, your favorite company, you know, Larry Fink, everyone's favorite banker, right? His company just bought $26.5 million worth of Bitcoin. That's not retail money. That is serious capital stepping in at these levels. Now, it gets bigger. We know this guy. Billionaire Jack Dorsey's company, Cash App, just removed all fees on large Bitcoin purchases. 0 fees on recurring buys, 0 fees on Lightning. That lowers friction, that increases adoption, and that makes accumulation easier. And then we have this. Okay, so we have the situation here where Congress, I can't even pronounce his name, Congressman Begich, whatever that says, he says that the U.S. is going to be buying 1 million Bitcoin. Let's take a listen.
Bitcoin Act establishes the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, a federal initiative to ensure that the United States holds a meaningful position in the most important decentralized financial network on Earth. With an eye to fiscal responsibility and innovation, the legislation outlines a plan to phase in the acquisition of up to 1 million Bitcoin, or roughly 5%.
That's all we need to hear, man, because you know what? This goes on forever. But this is very important. Now, whether that happens tomorrow or not, look at the general side of that narrative. ETF inflows, Wall Street accumulation, and retail on-ramps removing fees, and also politicians at the highest level getting in on this, buying 1 million Bitcoin. This is capital positioning. And while price is sitting at key support, money is flowing in. That's why you have to pay attention to the big picture. Let's move on to the charts. Now, Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. For months, Bitcoin was in a textbook bullish trend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. You get the idea. Now, structure was clean, but recently something changed. The most recent higher low, it got broken, right? And that confirms a market structure shift. On the weekly time frame, that technically turns Bitcoin bearish. But here's the important part. These type of trends, bullish trends, are not always perfect. Sometimes a higher low breaks. Price pulls back even further, retests a second higher low, and then continues higher. That's typically what is called a failed low type of situation. And that's exactly where we are right now. Bitcoin is sitting around the $70,000 to $67,000 region. If you look left, that previous higher low zone had heavy accumulation. There was consolidation there. Buyers stepped in aggressively before the next expansion. So yes, structure broke, but we're sitting at a historically reactive level. Now, let's move to the smaller time frame here, the daily time frame. And like I told you guys, around the $73,000 level is a high supply zone. And what occurred there? Bitcoin has not even comfortably sat there. It tapped near that level and then it sold off. Okay, that confirms supply is active. There's another major supply around 90K, but that's not relevant right now. The level that mattered short term was 73K, and it reacted perfectly. Now, you know that level has a lot of meaning. I'm not going to get into all the detail here, but here's the thing. Now, price is rotating back toward the order block, right, into that weekly bullish order block, and that's where the real decision happens. Now, before I get into the next time frame, which is going to be the 4-hour chart, all my trades are tracked on the Profits Precision platform, and every single trade that I take, all the details are in the Telegram channel. And people, here's a hint. There's a new trade developing and you don't want to miss it. And for those of you that are too lazy to click the link in the description, I put the QR code on here. So all you have to do is scan the QR code and you will be in a Telegram channel. So people, take advantage of that. All right, because YouTube is for the structure. Telegram is where all the details are, everything. All right, let's get into the 4-hour time frame, shall we? So this is where the story gets much more interesting. After this massive pullback, right, price formed a consolidation. And now we're returning into the weekly bullish order block. This is important. Often, price manipulates into higher time frame demand zones. You could see the illustration laid out on this chart. It creates fear. It shakes out the weak hands and then expands upward. That is the test of the order block, right? It acts like a magnet. So even though the weekly technically looks bearish, my short-term bias here is bullish as long as this order block holds. But keep in mind, bias is not a certainty. We need to react to confirmation. All right, let's move along to the next time frame. And we're going to get into Ethereum on the 8-hour time frame. So it broke the red trend line, as you see, and then retested it, and then continued lower. That confirms weakness. But where has it gone into? The 8-hour bullish order block around 1900. This is the same zone from which price previously reversed higher, right? That makes this level very significant. From here, I expect a reaction, ideally a clean pullback into the order block, followed by a strong move toward the 2200 liquidity area, right? So keep that in mind. Now, let's switch over to the 2-hour time frame. Price has tapped the key level, as you can see, but I am not in a trade yet. You can see the trade, the information right here, which by the way will be in the Telegram once that trade goes into effect. I never enter without a bullish confirmation. Just because price reaches a level doesn't mean we just blindly jump in. The great part, price has not breached the $2,200 liquidity yet. That means the upside liquidity still exists. Now, what I want to see from here, I want to see a strong reaction on the 8-hour order block. I want to see clear bullish momentum, then a retracement. That is then where I look to put on the trade. The objective is 2200. It's rules-based. It's structured. There's no guessing. Everything is precise. And like I said, everything is updated in the Telegram channel, so you don't want to miss out on that trade. I highly recommend you go in there. Now, real quick, update on my trade challenge. As you know, I'm running this trade challenge, growing $10,000 to $100,000. I'm not forcing trades. That's why there's nothing updated here. I'm not reacting emotionally. I'm waiting for high quality setups, and I'm taking trades that stick to the plan. All trades are actually done on the WeX platform because they have great spreads, they have low fees, and they have great tools on there. And especially in markets like this, the spreads matter. And once the trades are placed, everything's tracked on this Profits Precision platform. It's a great platform to get insight into your own performance, okay? Everything, risk, wins, losses, everything's logged transparently. No cherry picking. And of course, everything is in the Telegram channel. All the details, okay? The trade entry, the stop, the objectives, all the updates, the trade management. Click on this QR code, scan it, and you will be in there. All right, so just to recap real quick, important things from today. Bitcoin has broken the weekly higher low. Structure shift has confirmed, but price is now sitting inside a major weekly bullish order block. 60 to 70K zone is a key decision area. Ethereum is reacting off of an 8-hour demand zone, and liquidity sits above at the 95K for Bitcoin and 2200 for Ethereum. This is not a random level. This is a high probability environment where patience creates opportunity. So guys, do me a favor. Listen. There's a serious move coming soon, and if you're not in the Telegram right now, you're going to miss it, right? So again, you can click on this, you can scan the QR code, or you can find the link here in the description. All you have to do is scroll lower, and it's right here. It's very easy to see. So, and if you're serious about catching the next move, join me in that Telegram channel. Share this with a serious trader or a friend if you have any friends, and all the links are in the description. So people, do me a favor, help me out with that, and I will see you in the next one.